She's ruining our lives and yours.
And this graph should illustrate our point. Look, before Judith, our fun level was at an all-time high, 93. It is now an 8. Band numbers have plunged dramatically as well. Girls, never very high at 9, but look now. 2. This has obviously led to increased wanking off.
I'm chafing.
Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast, the only show in the universe with the sole mission of destroying cynicism at the box office. Here are your hosts, Matt, Adam, and Sean.
Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast. My name is Matt Vieira, and I'm here with...
Sean. Sean's here.
Sean's here.
It's like 2 weeks in a row.
And Adam Bernardino.
All the way from Boston, Massachusetts.
It's all right. I'll take the last billing. Like Kurt Russell got billed last in Guardians of the Galaxy, so I'll go with that.
Sean's here. Ooh. Before and after.
Son of a bitch.
All right, guys, you know what it is. It's the Make Movies Great Again podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Make Movies Great. Also on Instagram. I want you to leave a review. If you're listening to this and you enjoy listening to us talk about movies, then I want you to go on iTunes. I want you to subscribe, and I want you to like. What? I want you to like and review.
And then I want you to go on iTunes.
I want you to go on iTunes. And I want you to subscribe to us. And I want you to leave a 5-star review. And when you leave that review, make sure you leave a movie quote so we can try and guess what it is, and we'll read it on. It hasn't happened yet, but one of you guys is going to leave one.
One of you guys is going to catch on. You're going to get us.
Also, we started, going along with our movie club, we started an email list. So that way you don't have to be listening to this podcast. If you just want to participate in movie club, you'll get a weekly email, like a digest.
We'll just bomb you with emails.
Right? Just one a week, and it'll have the new movie's name, the title. It will have a little video from us explaining what the movie is, and also a trailer of that movie and a little synopsis. So, it gives you everything. And the link for that is bit.ly, so it's bit.ly, the shortener, /movie_club. Can't believe that wasn't taken.
Wow.
So bit.ly /movie_club, and you can subscribe to our mailing list. So speaking of movie club,
You told me we paid big money for that.
we did. I had to pay in toenails. It's a very odd currency for that website. I have a lot of toenails saved up. So
I guess you didn't come to me for any, so.
No, I got it covered, and I got some left over too for another one. This week we're talking about Mulholland Drive, David Lynch's Mulholland Drive. We're going to be doing that episode right after this, so look for that. If you're listening to this, the other episode with the movie club with Mulholland Drive is also in your iTunes subscription box or Stitcher Radio, so look for it there. And next week's movie is El Dorado, the 1967 classic with John Wayne, the most badass man to ever live.
Gotta be good.
Adam, Sean, you want to read this the synopsis for El Dorado?
Sure. Hold on. Cole Thornton, a gunfighter for hire, joins forces with an old friend, Sheriff J.P. Hara, I think. Together with an old Indian fighter and a gambler, they help a rancher. I can't talk tonight. They help a rancher and his family fight a rival rancher that is trying to steal their water. Sounds pretty simple.
Which is
straightforward.
Which, honestly, when I read the synopsis, I'm like, this is the synopsis for every Western that there ever was.
Yep.
So,
it has to be.
So, it's like two people fighting each other. In this case, it happens to be ranchers, and one of them gets the upper hand by hiring John Wayne to fight the other one.
Native American sidekick in there.
You got the degenerate gambler comedy relief.
Yes. So, El Dorado for next week. Again, if you want to bit.ly /movie_club, you can sign up for the email list, and you'll get our email about El Dorado as well. So, let's get into bad movie descriptions.
Is this good or bad?
Who wants to go first?
Adam,
go first.
All right, I'll go first. A bald handicapped man opens a school in order to attract young children with gifts that will fulfill his every desire.
Is that X-Men?
It is.
Okay. I like that.
bald handicapped man.
With gifts. I like how that's probably kids with gifts, not kids,
Gifted,
with gifts.
Gifted
Hey,
kids.
I just... So,
yeah, I see what
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mailed this one in this week, and I wish I found this one first. See if you. This is a bonus one.
Okay.
Future genocidal, child murdering fascist becomes unhealthily fixated on a woman twice his age.
What?
Hold on. Say all right. Future genocidal.
Child murdering fascist becomes unhealthily fixated on a woman twice his age.
Oh, it's episode 1.
Yeah.
Oh.
Star Wars episode 1. That's a good one. I was like,
She is like old.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird.
really
It's a weird
weird.
story point. It really is.
They go on different planets and he ages faster. I'm fine with that.
That's the excuse.
Okay, Interstellar.
I think it is.
That's the excuse. I thought it was just she was always going to be 8 years older than him or something.
No, I'm pretty sure like he caught up.
That makes a lot more sense.
Okay, I'll go with that. All right,
Yeah,
John.
what's the second one?
All right, John. What do you got?
It's like the first thing he says to him, and she's like shitting her pants. Oh, Annie, I haven't seen you in so long.
Shitting her pants. Hell of a graphic. All right. All right, here goes. A relentless vigilante and his horde of murderous heathens scour the countryside for their helpless prey. Meanwhile, a young woman topples an empire.
A relentless vigilante. Say it again?
Say it.
A relentless vigilante and his horde of murderous heathens scour the countryside for their helpless prey. Meanwhile, a young woman topples an empire.
Topples an empire. I don't know. I'm stumped.
Yeah, me too.
Inglourious Bastards?
Oh,
okay. Yeah. It's good. All right, I got
See,
one.
I made you want to pity the victims, but they're actually Nazis.
Yes.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, you did a good job. All right, here's what I think is a good one. It's a little radio trick. You always say this is a good one before you ask it. A little part of my take trick.
Okay.
3 wolves take one of their own to new heights.
3 wolves?
3 wolves take one of their own to new heights.
Oh, The Hangover.
Fuck! Ha! Oh, God damn it!
He was so confident he was going to get us out.
That's very good. That's very good. I thought I was going to get you so bad.
Wow, that's a good one.
So what gave it away?
Wolves?
Was it the wolves?
It had to be wolves.
The 3 wolves. And then New Heights, and they,
Yeah. Very good. Honestly, I got to be honest. A lot of people forget that that's like the kind of like the. I mean, it's not even really like the climax of the movie when they figure out where he is on the roof, because there's so much more to that movie, like what's going on in the plot.
Yeah.
But you got it, Adam. You son of a bitch. You really fucked me this week. Thought I was gonna be so clever. All right. It was Father's. Wait. No. Wait. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yesterday, if you're listening to this on Monday, the 19th, yesterday was Father's Day. So while we were all celebrating with our dads, we thought to ourselves, we should also probably celebrate with our TV dads, our movie dads as well.
Did we think to ourselves, or did Jess Keller think to us on Twitter?
Oh, I am so sorry. Jess Keller definitely thought to us. Jess, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. It absolutely was Jess Keller on Twitter.
Just
And our friend in real life.
Just saying, our friend.
So she
Friend
got
of
us
the show.
thinking. She got us thinking. Very good friend of the show. Got us thinking about movie dads. So let's go through some of our favorite movie dads. Adam, what do you got?
So my first favorite movie dad, I went to in a classic, a movie that I watch with my dad all the time, The Godfather, and chose Vito Corleone.
Very good.
Very strong male father figure to live up to, provides great advice, resilient, survives a ton of gunshot wounds. Seems like a great dad.
Hey,
Refuses to get involved with drugs. Gambling? Fine. When you hit drugs, that's when he puts his foot down.
yeah. I mean,
Drugs.
the word's right in the name, right? Godfather?
Every
Yep.
good dad has his moral compass.
May not be the same as ours.
Do you
Anybody
want me to do all of mine?
Yeah, go for it. Go all yours.
My second one, this one was a late edition, but I was going through my DVD collection, and then I was thinking, Coop from Interstellar is a pretty badass dad.
He's not a very
Even though
good
he-
dad, though.
Kind of just bounces.
He is a good dad because he left Earth to save his family.
Yeah, I guess.
I agree. Hey, you know what? Taught his kids well. They're well.
He did, and he made it back.
Murph is smart.
Yeah.
Made it back to see the daughter.
Yeah, who I consider to be the real hero.
True.
Yeah.
She solved the
But she's not a
problem
father.
of gravity.
Coop's the
Without
father.
each other.
Say again, Adam?
They couldn't have done it without each other.
No, they couldn't have. She was
So,
stuck.
Coop, an amazing dad.
Coop, yep.
Pilot, engineer, explorer, pioneer.
He'll go to the ends of the universe for his kids.
Exactly. And the last one I picked was Harry Tasker, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger in True Lies. Now, Sean turned me on to this movie in college, and I had never seen it before.
Oh,
Harry
really?
Tasker, you think that he's just this boring old guy, but no, he is a badass federal agent just kicking ass all over the world and taking names.
He's America's Austrian Bond.
Yeah,
Is what he is.
Yeah.
basically.
It's an incredible movie.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's long too, and you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it could end when he saves his family.
Yeah.
And then there's a
It
whole
goes-
other thing with the terrorists.
That's a really underrated movie.
That's a great movie. I quote that movie all the time. Drives Molly insane.
Really? Why?
Yeah, it's the scene where she's dancing for him, and he had the French guy. He's like, do it, doucement, do it slowly. I say it all the time. You know, when I want anybody to do something, I go, do it,
Yeah.
do it. So funny. Oh man, that's a good pick.
And I've got a quick honorable mention that I know everybody's going to agree with, especially after Fate of the Furious came out. Dominic Toretto
I'm gonna listen.
went against his own team for his son.
So he did go against. Listen, this is gonna be probably the only time in history. So everybody that's listening at home, record this. The only time in history that I'm ever gonna disagree with something you were saying about Fast and Furious. Not a very good dad to start the movie. He did redeem himself.
Why not?
He didn't know he had this child. Well, all right. So half of that's not his fault. Half of that's not his fault. But come on, let's be real here. He probably could have assumed that he might have a kid.
Yeah, that Toretto has the strong seed.
Sort of where I was getting at. But so I don't know. I think he definitely redeems himself at the end. He kind of just like throws his whole crew under the bus for the baby. But you know, Jason Statham really saved the day there.
He does. All those fancy moves in the airplane.
Yeah. If you were a dad, would you put your baby's life in the hand of a criminal? You could tear my dad's apart if you want. I'm sorry. I'm just.
Do you think? Not to go on a tangent, Jason Statham. Do you think it's in his contract that he needs to be able to operate any vehicle well?
Yeah. This is what we talked about, Sean, a long time ago.
Expendables.
No, remember being an action hero, you need to be able to drive and do anything.
Yes, you're right.
That's why when we turned 18, we got our motorcycle licenses, because if it was ever going to happen, we needed to know how to drive a motorcycle.
Yep. I did the first lesson of plane lessons.
There you go.
Stopped,
Sean, you're ahead of me now.
just by like an hour and a half.
You need to know how to drive and do everything. Scuba dive is on that list.
Yep.
Need to do everything.
Adam, I like your list.
Thank you. What give me yours, Sean.
Okay, so I went a little more classic with this one. Christopher Gardner from Pursuit of Happiness.
Great dad.
I mean,
wow.
Great dad. Through adversity, great dad.
huh?
Through adversity.
I mean,
great dad.
everything for his son.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't think of a better one, to be honest, except when I came to Harry Stamper from Armageddon.
This is the best dad on the list. This is the
Yeah.
best dad on the list.
Yeah, I was gonna pick this one, but I figured one of you guys would.
No.
All three of us then. We
Yeah.
had to diversify.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Matt?
No, I want you go ahead and explain first.
No, I mean, come on. He sacrifices himself to save the world, and he could have let his his son-in-law die, and then gives it up for him. Not even his own daughter.
Yeah.
For his future son-in-law.
Yeah.
Who, if I remember correctly, he liked, but I mean, it was kind of like a.
He didn't want her to get involved with like his what he
Right.
did for a living. You know?
Right.
He thought that he wasn't good enough for his daughter, and
But he made, in my opinion, the right choice, and
I actually think I might have to watch Armageddon tonight while I'm editing this episode of the podcast, because it's such a good movie.
It's a great movie.
It's one of the best. I love it.
my last one came to me today when I was getting paid to watch Big Daddy, and that's
Nice.
Sonny Koufax.
Good one. Very good one. In the title.
Hilarious.
In the title.
Big Daddy.
In the title.
Listen, you know what? He saves a kid. it gets rough for a while, but in the end, he takes him in, and it's not conventional.
Yeah.
But,
I always thought The Big Daddy was one of Adam Sandler's better movies, like one of his best.
Paul was in the right place the whole time.
Well, yeah. He's kind of trying to impress the girl at first, but he loves the kid. I mean, he likes the kid almost immediately. Hilarious movie. That movie's hilarious. We waste a good surprise on you. All right.
All right.
It's great. Right. Matt, over to you.
So, one I already gave away to you guys on Twitter when we were originally talking with Jess. Danielle Hillard, everybody better known as Mrs. Doubtfire. Listen, granted, this is a very creepy move on anybody's part to dress as a woman to get back into your kid's life after a little bit of a messy divorce. But his intentions are in the right place.
Sends kind of a mixed message.
It sends a mixed message, but his intentions are in the right place. Makes for a great movie. And he's just a good dad overall. He just wants to be back with his kids.
Also, underrated part of that movie is, I don't know if it's the opening sequence, but it's pretty early on when Robin Williams is in the voice recording studio.
Talking with the dinosaurs?
No. Well, I think he does that. No, he does that too. But what I'm talking about is when he's doing the voices for the cartoon.
Okay.
And it's smoking.
Oh,
and he
yes.
goes, it's gross. Like,
yeah. That is great.
I always wanted to see Robin Williams do more of that, like ad-libbing to cartoons and like. Well, that's funny.
Way to turn this depressing.
What?
It's a way to turn this depressing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
My second pick is Jim's dad, a.k.a. Mr. Levinstein from American Pie.
Ooh, that's a good.
I originally had Marlon. What would you say, Adam?
I was saying he's just a regular guy, but a great dad.
Great dad. Gives a lot of good advice. He's like cheesy, like we all remember our dads being when we were that age.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And I love that he's even though American Pie kind of got off the rails with how many movies they made, he's in all those movies. And he's still the same character. Yeah. And when he's in the scene, it has that original American Pie feel to it.
It does.
So I always appreciated that. And he's just a great dad. Originally, I had Marlon, who searched the entire world's oceans to find his son. But I'm going with Jim's dad here. And also, my third one on the list, Brian Mills from Taken. Again, this is kind of a gray area here. There's 3 Taken movies, so that means his family gets kidnapped 3 different times. So he does get them back all 3 different times. But
well, I thought his wife died.
Oh wait, maybe in the third one. Spoiler alert! Does she die?
Spoiler alert! I thought she died.
The daughter doesn't die.
Daughter doesn't die.
Yeah.
So
he's not a father to his wife.
Great husband.
Yeah, not a great husband. But his daughter's fine, so that's fine. But again, getting kidnapped 3 different times. It's a bit of a gray area.
She's trying not to hover. She gets kidnapped again. What was it, Adam?
That's a lot of times to get kidnapped.
It's a lot of times by international terrorists. A lot of times to be kidnapped. And my honorable mention is Uncle Ben from Spider-Man. I put him as an honorable mention because he's not technically a dad, but he was a great dad to Peter Parker. So I'm gonna put him on there because he's the father that Peter Parker didn't have, growing up. So anyway, it made him the Spider-Man that he is today.
That's a good pick. That's a good honorable mention because technically.
I like all of our picks.
It's very good. It's a very solid group of fathers here. I think between Brian Mills, Stamper, and Dominic Toretto your honorable mention, Adam, I think that we'd be well protected.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So, all right, let's get into movie news.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world tonight.
First up on our list, Adam, you're going to be very excited about this. I don't know if you saw it. Jessica Chastain may play the villain in the X-Men Dark Phoenix movie. I know, Sean, you're probably excited about this as well. You're a big Chastain fan.
John's a big Chastain guy.
Yeah.
Yep. And as a villain, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, she's playing the Shi'ar Empress Lyandra. I had to go ahead and spell that phonetically.
I see that. That's smart.
Because I had to see how it was pronounced. I was not going to look like a fool on this podcast. So, in the comics, she intends to come to Earth and execute Jean Grey.
Good luck.
So that's not great for the Phoenix. And also, in this article that I read about this, it's confirmed that Jennifer Lawrence, Fassbender, McAvoy, and Nicholas Hoult will be back for this movie, which wasn't confirmed, if you guys remember. Very exciting. It wasn't confirmed, because remember we were making the joke that Will McAvoy wasn't gonna
James McAvoy. Still
McAvoy.
not confirmed as Professor X.
Still not confirmed as Professor X, but
I'm going with it.
He's gonna be in it. They're also saying that they're not sure what their contracts are beyond this movie, so you can kind of look to maybe this movie kind of settling a few storylines in this new X-Men arc. So,
yeah, like the new.
Yeah, and speaking of X-Men,
this just in, James McAvoy is confirmed as Professor Charles Xavier in this movie, but not the one that's coming out before. Okay,
his contract doesn't.
Right.
Pablo Schreiber, is that how you say his last name?
Schreiber.
Schreiber.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Pablo Schreiber. He wants to reboot the Wolverine. This is not anywhere close to being an official thing. This is just he was in an interview and he's saying he'd like to see the Wolverine rebooted.
Do you need to see the Wolverine?
I absolutely. Here's the thing. Here's what I was thinking of. Now that Logan has come out, and spoiler alert, Logan dies.
What?
He dies, and we already knew that Hugh Jackman, aka Adam Bernardino, wasn't going to be back for any more Wolverine movies. So, now that this Dark Phoenix movie has come out, that means this is going to be the first X-Men movie without Wolverine at all.
Deadpool.
Do you think Deadpool's going to take his place?
No. Well, yeah, but I mean, Deadpool was an X-Men movie and didn't have Wolverine.
Well, did he or did he not? Hugh Jackman was in it.
Yeah.
His picture.
And also, that's not the same X-Men verse, because I can say that for any Marvel movie.
I'm just trying to get you.
And also, stay woke moment of the week. Pablo Schreiber's brother.
Yeah.
Who is Liev
Schreiber.
Get these names. Liev Schreiber played Wolverine's brother Sabretooth in the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie. So, just that little stay woke moment of the week.
Hey,
has no connection at all, but...
We need something on the soundboard for the stay woke moment of the week.
I got something for you.
Why?
I'm just using that for everything.
What were you going to say?
God.
I love it. I love the stay woke moment of the week.
So that's my moment of the week. To answer your question, Sean, better. Yes, I need to see Wolverine. I need Wolverine back.
Okay, but hold on. You're asking who's gonna. A reboot means they can just recast Wolverine, right?
Yeah, they're gonna recast Wolverine. But this new X-Men universe, really, I mean, Adam, correct me if I'm wrong here. This whole new X-Men universe with like Apocalypse and First Class. They all pretty much destroy the events of like any of the original movies with I can't think of anybody's name in the old movies. Halle Berry and all those ones.
That is correct.
That's the end of it.
So I mean, there was a little crossover towards the middle, like when the new movies started coming out, and they were still doing like ones with the old characters.
Yeah.
But now it's to the point where we have a bunch of young mutants, and they're all like. They're all at with young Charles Xavier and young Magneto. So, getting a new Wolverine in there, I guess, wouldn't be too weird. Although, in Apocalypse, didn't they release Wolverine?
Yeah.
So, and that was Hugh Jackman. So,
it's totally gonna happen eventually. It's not gonna be, Hugh Jackman anymore.
Yeah.
But I just feel like just let it sit for a while. But
yeah,
that's just
it's gonna be tough watching X-Men without a Wolverine. Moving on,
I'm a lot cheaper than Pablo Schreiber would be.
That is very true, and they would probably save on CGI effects because they already have all of Hugh Jackman's body type in the computer, all the motion capture and everything. So the data's already there. So they basically just got to put your name on the suit. That's it.
Are you telling me Pablo wants to play Wolverine?
He wants to play Wolverine.
Oh.
He says it should be rebooted.
I thought he wanted to
he wants to play.
I thought he wanted to produce it. Like he wants to actually reboot it.
No, I think he's kind of throwing his hat in the ring as being Logan, which is interesting. He's on American Gods. I've been watching American Gods, and he's a leprechaun in it, but he has like the Wolverine beard kind of.
Gotcha.
And so I could definitely see it. He also has the same kind of like swagger and attitude that like a Wolverine character would.
Interesting.
So, or a Logan character would have.
Yeah.
He's also pretty good in season 2 of The Wire.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he is in The Wire. Yeah.
Never seen it.
I've never seen it either, but I do know that. Sean. Sorry, that came off very catty. I didn't mean it to. All right, moving on. Next thing, Daniel Logan, who you guys know as he was young Boba Fett in the Attack of the Clones.
Gotcha.
So on his Instagram account, he was being fitted for a custom Boba Fett costume.
Gotcha.
Okay. So people are freaking out saying that he's going to be the one that's casted in the Boba Fett spinoff, which is bound to happen. Nothing's announced.
Yep.
But that's what they're saying is going to be the next standalone film after the Han Solo movie and after Episode 9. But Fassbender, Adam, has also been attached to play Boba Fett.
Oh, yeah. It has to be Fassbender. Fassbender or bust.
So here's my thought, and I'm curious to see what you guys think. So I think that this is completely unsanctioned from like Star Wars and Marvel and Disney and everything. Like I don't think that this is a custom suit that they're like a screen test, because this would be totally under wraps like crazy. Like this would never see the light of day.
He's trying to work everyone into a frenzy.
Absolutely. I think he's gonna put on the costume and see if he can get like the studio to be like, all right, fine, we'll cast you as Boba Fett. We'll see.
I don't want it to be Fassbender.
You don't want it to be Fassbender?
Nah.
I kind of want it to be Fassbender.
Nah.
I don't know. Do you think he's too big of a star? Do you not like Fassbender?
No, I like Fassbender.
Adam, you hear that?
No, I like Fassbender.
Like
I know. I don't know. I just...
Well, who would you cast as
It's
Boba
the
Fett?
same universe, right? As
What do you
Daniel Logan's Boba Fett?
Yeah, it would be technically the same universe. Until I'm waiting for the day that they decide that the episode 1, 2, and 3 aren't canon. When Disney decides to drop the hammer on George Lucas's dome.
Wait, it can't
just
be
be like,
Daniel Logan.
Why not?
He's only 29.
Yeah, but
Boba Fett would be...
how old would he be?
oh,
But no,
plus
but
30.
you remember this is a spin-off movie. It's not.
Oh,
It's not a continuation of him
yeah.
out of the Sarlacc pit.
I think it'd be cool. I mean, if he's a good actor, if he does all right, and
I mean, is he in anything else? Do you have his IMDb page up?
he's in...
He does voices.
He's in the Clone Wars.
Oh, so he's like, okay, well. Anyway, but like I said, I'm just waiting for the moment where like the episodes 1, 2, and 3 get rebooted, and they're just like the original ones aren't canon anymore.
I feel like... Yeah, I don't know. Anyways.
But yeah, so Daniel Logan. Moving on, something quick. They had apparently there's this thing called the Golden Trailer Awards, and they hand out awards. I put a link there. I'll put it out on Twitter if everybody wants to see it. But it's basically they hand out from the past year. So it was like a couple weeks ago, and then like a year prior to that. If a trailer came out within that time, you could win an award. So I'm not gonna go through all of them. I just want to let you guys know the best in show was Wonder Woman.
Nice.
Which I can agree with because Wonder Woman was awesome. I don't know if it had the best trailer of the year, but...
So when did it end?
It
When did the
ended...
year end?
I saw this like a week ago, so I was confused, and I didn't really clear it up either. I was confused on whether the movie had to have come out by then or just the trailer.
Yeah.
Because if it's just the trailer, I really think that any of the Baby Driver trailers would win that.
Baby Driver won Best Action.
It won Best Action. So then it has to be
Yep.
not when the movie's out, just when the trailer's out. But Best in Show, I thought Wonder Woman trailers were good. I don't think they really stood out, though. I mean, I was just excited for the movie in general. I don't think the trailer made me any more excited.
Oh my god. Best teaser.
What was it?
Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
But I mean, teasers are so...
So, anyway, just a little quick thing there. Wonder Woman and also Wonder Woman, another $40 million at the box office this weekend. Is that not fucking insane?
Another what?
$40 million. This is its third week in the box office.
Yeah.
And it was only 10,000. No, yeah, just $9 million behind Cars 3, which is its first week. It's a Pixar movie.
That's crazy.
Cars only did $53 million domestically.
Yeah.
Crazy, nuts.
It has now surpassed Superman Returns for the newest ones.
Okay.
Still behind Man of Steel, Suicide Squad, and Batman vs. Superman.
Wait, which one did it pass?
Superman Returns.
Oh shit, the one with Kevin Spacey?
Oh no, hold on. Wait, where is that one? Wait, what's the first one of the new?
Man of Steel is the new one.
Oh, it hasn't even passed Man of Steel
It
yet.
hasn't passed Man of Steel yet? That's crazy, man.
I don't know unless it's updated, but no.
Hey,
Well, anyway.
side note, guys, we didn't get to add this, but I saw it not too long ago. New Justice League trailer is going to debut at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh,
that was
man.
news out today.
That's awesome.
When is that?
End of July.
Gotcha.
Let's take a quick bet here. Do we think Superman's going to be in the new Justice League trailer?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes, too. Sean, what do you think? Probably.
They're gonna show the trailer at what is it? Hall H.
Yeah, the big
Con. Everybody's gonna be whipped up into a frenzy. Everybody's gonna get announced. They're gonna announce fucking Superman, and everybody and then he's gonna be in the trailer, and it's gonna be awesome. But then 5 minutes afterwards, they're gonna be like, why did they show him?
Correct myself. I have a more up to date, and it has passed all but Batman vs Superman now.
Really?
And it looks like it's on pace to pass it in like 3 days.
Excellent.
I mean, so it'll probably be next weekend, but
that's crazy.
This is more up to date.
Just another little bet I want to throw out there. Not a bet, but I just want to see what your guys' reaction, what you think. Do you think that Green Lantern will be in the new Justice League trailer? Or a hint at Green Lantern? Not even a hint?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, all right.
I have no idea.
If you remember, Batman v Superman, they ruined Doomsday and Wonder Woman in the same trailer.
Yeah.
So
unnecessary.
Just saying. Okay. All right. Last section of movie news is going to be, I think we're going to talk about this a little bit because we got a couple voicemails. So Venom, as of today or yesterday, it's been announced that Sony and Marvel made a deal. It's officially going to be in the same universe as the MCU movies, as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Tom Holland is going to be in this new Venom movie. That's what I got out of this whole thing.
Okay.
That Amy Pascal and Kevin Feige? Kevin Feige. I'm so bad with names.
We'll get there.
God damn it, I should have did it phonetically. Kevin Feige, head of Marvel Studio, and Amy Pascal, the chairperson of Sony Studios, which is actually her condensed title. It's like chairperson of Sony operations in charge of movie studios. It's like, come on now. Listen. So she said there's a chance that Tom Holland would show up in the Venom movies, but that doesn't necessarily mean this new one with Tom Hardy. It could be one of the Black Cat, Silver Stable movie, or one in the future. So we have a couple voicemails. First of all, what do you guys think? Spider-Man ain't gonna be in the new. We talked about this a couple weeks. We were saying that we didn't think so, but now they live in the universe.
This happens. I think everybody's all worked up, and we'll probably see him. We'll probably see him or see a hint at him.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him in the Venom movie, like how we saw Flash and Batman in the Suicide Squad movie.
I can get behind that.
You know what I'm saying? Like just like they were in it just for a hot second. Like
I don't remember that. I only saw that once.
Batman arrested.
Like in the beginning.
Deadshot.
Okay. Yeah.
And the Flash. Who did the Flash come after in Suicide Squad? Boomerang. That's right, Captain Boomerang. So they got him. So like that kind of thing. It also could be like a quick mention, like kind of how in the Netflix Marvel shows they talk about like Jessica Jones brings up the Hulk. Someone else talks about Hawkeye. Like there's a couple mentions of like the Marvel. Like it's you can tell it's in the same universe, but it's like its own little like pocket of it, and it doesn't necessarily have to touch. Now we have a couple voicemails here that I want to play for you guys, and then we'll continue our little chat. So here's the first voicemail.
Hey, this is Kevin from the We Talk About Movies podcast. Just calling about the Spider-Man, Venom. Are those two going to cross over? I have no idea what the answer to that question. But if Sony, the answer has to be yes. I think the only thing that would stop it from happening is if there's something within the contract that says Sony can't use Spider-Man in their own universe, which would have been a stupid thing for Sony to say, because you can't make a Spider-Man universe with Spider-Man. So if legally it can happen, it'll happen. If legally it can't, then it won't. So I guess we'll see.
And here's the second one.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike from Big Screen Breakdown. I was just calling to chime in on the Venom Spider-Man conflicting story tweet thingy. I think personally that it makes no sense to have a Venom movie without Spider-Man. Venom comes from Spider-Man. The symbiote suit was Spider-Man's first. Peter Parker rejected it. The symbiote hated Peter for that. Eddie Brock hated Peter. They joined together to create Venom. He's got a stinking spider logo on him because of Spider-Man. So it makes no sense to have a world where Venom exists without Spider-Man. I don't like that idea. They need to have Tom Holland in there. Make it work somehow. He can get the symbiote suit.
All right. So anyway,
Hey,
sorry to cut you off there, a little short. But basically, the gist of these two voicemails are: people are thinking that you can't have a Venom movie without Spider-Man, and I couldn't.
Correct.
I disagree with you.
Really?
I disagree. I totally disagree.
I disagree with
No,
you.
like, it's not that Spider-Man doesn't have to be in it, but like Spider-Man has to exist for Venom to exist.
So I did a little research.
Oh, okay.
So I did a little research, and while the biggest storyline that there's ever been with Venom is that the symbiote suit comes from outer space, Spider-Man brings it in during Secret Wars, and Spider-Man originally, we saw this in Spider-Man 3 with Seabiscuit, Tobey Maguire. Saw it with Tobey Maguire. He puts on the suit. It changes his personality. That whole thing. He rejects the suit. The suit finds a new host. It's Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock doesn't really have good feelings towards Peter Parker for whatever reason, jealousy, blah, 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 whatever that ends up being. And then he puts it on and becomes Venom. But there's another character, and I don't know if you guys know about this character, and I didn't either, Flash Thompson. They did it in the comic books where he kind of had the same... not hatred, but he kind of is not a fan of Peter Parker. But he goes into the military, loses both of his legs, and then the military gives him the Venom suit, the symbiote suit.
Interesting.
So there's that. But here's my main point for why I don't think it has to happen. I think that we're all, unless it's done really well, I think we're all very fatigued with origin movies.
Yes.
I'm very fatigued of origin movies. Unless they're done right, I think that it's a waste of a movie. Because you got people who are coming into this movie, everybody knows the Venom story. A lot of people know the Venom story if they're going to see a Venom movie. I don't think they necessarily need to see an origin story. This Spider-Man movie, Homecoming, is not going to be a Spider-Man origin story. It's going to have hints at how Spider-Man began, but I don't think they're going to have the spider biting his hand. We've already seen him in Civil War.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
So
I agree with that, but really, dead on origin stories.
I'm not hashtag done.
Origin stories.
We just watched Wonder Woman.
What'd you say?
I said I'm done on remaking origin stories.
No. So I'm done on badly done origin stories. I don't want it.
Yeah.
You're right. Wonder Woman was great, but I think that Wonder Woman was great, whether or not it was an origin story.
Hey Matt, I had seen something online about, and this goes back to your research, which was well done, by the way.
Thank you.
That maybe Spider-Man brings back the symbiote to Earth because he goes in outer space for the Infinity Wars.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Yeah, but I
don't know because Tom Hardy is Eddie Brock, right? That's who he is. So I don't know how they'll do his origin. I don't know if the movie will start and he'll already be Venom, or there'll be some type of origin there. That'll be really interesting to see, actually.
Yeah.
But that was one theory. I didn't come up with that on my own. I saw that online somewhere, and I thought it sort of made sense because all this news is coming out now, and they're filming Infinity Wars now. So
how I'm picturing it as with Tom Hardy. Picture it like werewolf. Picture American Werewolf in London, literally with Tom Hardy being, with the accent.
Yeah.
Mash it with Venom, where it's like a kind of It Comes at Night type thing. It's like a.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen It Comes at Night.
Oh, me either.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? He puts on it's he has the suit, and maybe it's there's a little intrigue at the beginning of the movie. Does he have it yet? Is someone else doing it? I don't know, but
So did you say it? Who does Venom fight if not Spider-Man?
It's Black Cat. Well, I mean, Black Cat is one of his main villains, or one of the villains in that whole universe right there. But his main he's the guy he goes against is Spider-Man.
Yeah. So. I mean, could it be that Spider-Man exists in the universe, but this is after Spider-Man? Eddie Brock gets the symbiote.
Yeah, it could. It could be. It could be that, like Adam said, it could be that he gets it in the Infinity War movie because it's going to come out before this Venom movie.
Yeah.
And somehow he sheds it and it just goes away. And it doesn't have to be a direct handoff, and then maybe somehow Eddie Brock ends up with it. Or whatever, if it ends up being Flash Thompson.
Sure.
But people are saying he's going to be Eddie Brock.
I gotcha.
So,
okay.
I don't know. I appreciate... I appreciate having Spider-Man and Venom in the same movie. Don't get me. Like, this is not what... I'm not trying to say I don't want them in the same movie. I just think that it's more difficult than people think it's going to be, even with the two studios making a deal. Because the Marvel and Disney have a lot more to protect than Sony. Marvel and Disney have this multi-billion on top of multi-billion dollar, like, intellectual property that they have to protect.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is probably one of the most delicate parts of it because they're ushering it into a new phase. I mean, Adam, would you agree? Like, this is, like, the beginning of Infinity Wars is like the ushering into the new Marvel universe for like years to come.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's gonna start like a whole new chapter in this universe.
Yeah.
Like they'll within a few years there'll be a decent turnover. It won't be like Iron Man and Captain America so much anymore. It'll be Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? It'll be something. Like the main guys will change.
Yeah. And we're all talking about, like, you know, whether Tom Holland will be, and I'm sure Tom Holland's going to be a fantastic Spider-Man in Homecoming and all the future movies that he's in. But I think we're forgetting a major point here. We have fucking Tom Hardy as Venom.
Yeah.
Like, if this is not a fucking dream cast for a superhero movie, not even necessarily that Tom Hardy necessarily will play a good Venom, but just that we have Tom Hardy playing Venom in a major picture, like a major film. That's going to be awesome. So however they do it, I'm sure they'll figure it out. Between Sony and Marvel, they'll definitely figure it out. And Adam, you added a little bonus for Tom Hardy.
Yeah, bonus. I saw this online today. Tom, you know how Disney is. You know, we're joking around. Sean, you might have said it. They were saying how, oh, you know, how are we gonna make some more money? This and that. We made so much money before with our old animated movies. Let's make them again. Yeah. So they're doing it with Aladdin. Guy Ritchie is directing, and the frontrunner to play Jafar is Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
I mean, you know what we were talking about a few weeks ago was someone to do the voice of Scar in The Lion King. Yeah. I wouldn't hate it if it was Tom Hardy.
I would like that better than Jafar, to be honest. Yeah.
Like him playing Scar instead of Jafar?
Yeah, I would.
Jafar, I feel like, needs a little bit of a Latin flavor in his voice. You could use the British.
Latin flavor?
Latin, huh?
Adam, I think that, and I think you would agree with me, I think if Tom Hardy does end up playing Jafar in the Aladdin remake, so is this going to be a real person movie? Is it going to be a live action?
It's going to be like Jungle Book was.
Oh, okay.
The new Jungle Book.
Okay. So I was going to say, if it was animated, I'm going to need a picture-in-picture at the bottom right corner of Tom Hardy saying the lines at all times.
Oh, yeah.
He probably would be the real person. But Will Smith is the genie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I think that's the only other casting, right?
I think so.
I really hope they get kind of like a no name for Aladdin.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the same reason why I don't want Fassbender to be.
Oh, Boba Fett.
Yeah, kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah. The thing with Boba Fett, though, he's going to have his mask on probably 99% of the time.
So, like, why have a big-time name?
He's got a good voice.
Yeah, all right.
I like Fassbender.
All right.
All right, let's get into our main topic.
I think that was our main topic, I feel.
Yeah, it was.
Now it was.
I feel like this is going to be now anticlimactic. But still, it's going to be good.
No, I think this is going to be interesting.
We put out a poll on Twitter. We asked you, we wanted to pick our favorite movie characters, but we didn't know what direction we wanted to take it. So we asked you if you could pick any movie character from any movie and do something with them, what would it be? I think the options were
have dinner,
grab a beer, Netflix and chill, or other. Nobody responded to other, and we had a tie between grab a beer and Netflix and chill. So we're going to combine the two and be Netflix and chill and have a few beers.
Okay.
So just so we're clear here now, and people might not realize this now, with all your minds in the gutter, we're not actually going to be doing what the street definition of Netflix and chill is, which is.
But if it's better for you
sex.
to think that way,
that's fine.
That's fine.
It's gonna get real weird for mine if that's the case. It's gonna get real weird.
It's gonna get real weird. But again, that's not how we chose them. But we can't stop you from thinking.
That's right. We can't stop you from thinking that. So I'm gonna go. If you don't mind, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna jump off
Go.
first. So I would watch Netflix with. Wait, I'm gonna watch.
Netflixing and chill.
I'm trying to think how we can do this. So I'm gonna watch Netflix. I'm trying to think of what we would watch though. We're gonna binge one of the Netflix shows. It's gonna be Stranger Things.
Okay.
And we're gonna get a nice Rhode Island craft brew, something I can show them because where they're from.
Yep.
It's far away, and they've never had any craft brews, maybe of this world. It's Han and Chewie. Having them both come over.
So you went same universe. Yes. I almost did that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I almost wanted to split it up and get two different characters, but I think I would like the rapport between Han and Chewie, and I would love to be in the middle of the banter.
Yeah.
Even though I probably wouldn't understand Chewie, Han would be able to do his little thing where he translates and everybody would understand.
Yeah, you could get it. Yeah.
So I think that would be awesome, and obviously I'm sure they love beer, and I don't know what they're drinking elsewhere, but there's some pretty good beers here in Rhode Island.
They'll like beer. Yeah.
So we'll have them come over. Maybe we'll watch Stranger Things. That's probably not too crazy for them.
Probably not.
No. So I think it would be great, and like I said, having them both from the same and being so close that they are. And obviously Han, spoiler alert, is still alive. And not dead.
So Matt wants to Netflix and chill with Chewbacca and Han Solo.
Easily.
Take that for what you will.
Easily.
Adam, you or me?
I'm sure. Actually, I'm sure if you go for it.
Sorry, I'll go. I didn't take the same format as Matt. So I had trouble picking like a Netflix and chill, and I didn't get as detailed as what I would do, but number one, I would want to go out. So I took it as a night on the town with two movie people. So I picked a character and a real life person.
Okay.
Okay.
So the character I picked was Kenny fucking Powers.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
That with Kenny Powers must be a time and a half. And also, we'll get to this in what we're watching. I saw Alien Covenant last week. And Danny McBride must just be the funniest fucking person in the world to hang out with.
Yeah. Probably.
And the second one I picked, who is I probably said it on here before, is that I'm a big follower of Jason Momoa on Instagram. He seems like the coolest guy on the planet. He's chugging beer and throwing axes and climbing rocks and doing all types of crazy shit all the time. He seems like he'd be a cool guy to hang out with.
Have you seen those videos of him climbing?
Yeah,
I gotta find him.
So he climbs on, it's like a 45-degree angle, and he starts from laying down, and he lifts himself up the wall, and to make it harder, he doesn't use his feet. It's just his body dangling, but his body's also dangling at a 45-degree angle. So not only is his gigantic muscles holding him up, but it's also holding his body at a 45-degree angle, floating with the wall.
That's absurd.
It's insane.
Not gonna lie, Adam. Go ahead, Adam.
There's I think Carhartt is like a sponsor of his or something. They did a little video about him a few months back, and it just it reaffirms all the cool shit he does, like playing drums with his kids and skateboarding and doing all this just awesome shit all the time when he's not filming movies. He seems like a cool guy.
Yes.
Nice. Not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna go with when you said a real character and then also or a real person and also a character. I thought you were gonna go with first of all Michael Fassbender.
Oh no.
And then I thought you were gonna go with Michael Fassbender's character in Shape.
I thought.
In Shape.
If that was the case, then it would have been actually Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
Netflix and aggressive sex. I actually thought the same thing. I thought it was going to be Vin Diesel and Dominic Toretto.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Adam?
I just want to know who Sean chose.
Oh, right.
Oh, so I kind of took it. I kind of looked at what Netflix and chill is, and it's basic, and it's hanging out, relaxing, and watching movies.
Yes.
So I chose people who like to do either one or the other.
I think I know one of you.
Go. Chill.
Yeah.
who's chiller than the dude?
Yes, I knew you
knew
were
it?
dude. Yeah,
I mean, come on, man. You look up chill, and it's his dudeness standing right next to the word. I mean, the dude. I mean, and we'll replace beers with White Russians or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll have a beer. Whatever.
Oh, man, I love White Russians. That would be awesome.
And then who loves movies? And you'll figure out where I got my bad movie description from, but Shoshana loves movies.
Yeah.
Movie theater.
Loves to make them.
Maybe we'll watch Band of Brothers. I don't know. Something she would like. So those are my picks. I went a little bit more literal with the words Netflix and
I like
chill.
it. I like it. That's very good. That's very good. You're right. Nobody is more chill than the dude. There's nobody.
Except maybe Walter Sobchak. Calmer than you are. Calmer than you are. Anyways, that was fun.
That was.
I'm glad they picked that one.
It made it. I thought it was interesting that we all had different interpretations of our own topic.
Goes to tell you we don't communicate during the week.
No, we don't. Not at all. All right, let's get into what we are watching.
That's not true with the three best friends.
Three best friends that anybody could have.
With three wolves.
The three wolves. All right. How do we want to do this? Sean, what are you watching?
All right, I'll go first. So today, and I had a couple other things under here. I started watching The Hunt on Netflix. Now, you guys have heard of Blue Planet, right?
Yes.
You like it?
Yes.
Okay. This is what you need to watch next. And I binged about 4 episodes of it because I got out of work early.
Okay.
And it's all about, it's just a documentary. David Attenborough, it's the classic David Attenborough nature documentary.
Yeah.
It's shot in 4K.
Okay.
And the scenes they have are, like, you think I say Blue Planet and you're like, oh, okay, so there's a lion that chases a gazelle, a bunch of dolphins herd a fish into a ball and they eat for a while. I've seen it all before. I kind of thought it was just going to be mindless stuff while I got some work done. It distracted me for 4 hours. It was stuff I had never seen.
All right.
And, like, hilariously dramatized. Like, David Attenborough narrating a polar bear sneaking up on a, just chilling seal. And the polar bear is, like, trying to find the nearest hole under the ice.
Oh, yeah.
You just see him in the background popping his head up, trying to get to the nearest hole. It's, like, hilarious. And then it's sad and it's funny. But if you like Blue Planet, I mean, check out The Hunt.
These documentaries I always found fascinating because you think about these awesome shots they get, but how many hours and hours and hours of footage are just nothing.
But you know what they're doing now is you can tell by the way they film it, they're using drones. So they're getting stuff that
you would never be able to get.
The animals don't think they're being watched.
Yeah.
They could be miles away,
Yeah.
and they're just droning around the savannah.
That's cool.
And then they think it's a bird. Nobody gives a shit,
Yeah.
and they're doing amazing things. And
That's cool.
And they have small cameras to get inside the little ice tunnels underneath, like the wooded snowfall.
Yeah.
Like watching like ferrets go through and like.
That's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
I love.
There's
that
a scene
stuff.
with termites. It's ridiculous.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I'm definitely gonna
Check
that
it out.
I forfeited what I'm watching because I'm not watching anything interesting to piggyback on what Adam watched because Adam, I'm so excited to talk with you about this.
Oh man, so we'll do this together. So I finally saw Alien Covenant.
Woo!
On like the second to last day it was in theaters.
That's
Thank
crazy.
God. And I loved it. I loved every fucking minute of this movie. It was an awesome sequel to Prometheus, and I thought it covered all its bases from Prometheus, and it leads you to another one, and without spoiling it for anybody.
Yeah, no spoilers. No spoilers.
Well, never mind. Yeah.
But
Well,
no.
it was definitely. I thought it was definitely scarier than Prometheus. Dude. Sorry.
Jen, come on, Jen.
Jen's playing with her squeaky toys. So it was definitely scarier than Prometheus, which I liked, but it didn't have that scene that Prometheus had where Dr. Shaw had the alien removed from her.
Yep.
But I loved it. What did you think, Matt?
I think the scene that rivals like that, the only thing that comes close is when they're on, and this is in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. But like when the neomorph jumps out of his back.
Oh yeah, that was nuts.
That was pretty fucking crazy in the med bay. But my thing with Alien Covenant, I'm so happy I can talk with you right now, is this is a prime example that people don't know what they want. Everybody, when Prometheus came out, everybody shouted from the rooftops that Prometheus was too deep with like the story of, you know, our makers and the engineers and like the philosophy behind, you know, why did we get made, and if people just make us because they could, like, that's disappointing. They went away from, Ridley Scott went away from that and went back to like a more weighted, like, traditional Alien movie, but also with like the elements from Prometheus to keep it going. And people also didn't like that they got away from the Prometheus thing. I'm like, well, where is we gonna find the happy medium? I honestly thought the Covenant was. I love Prometheus. I thought Covenant was better than Prometheus, and I can't wait for the third one now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They it. The ending was perfect.
I never thought I'd see the day.
I like the flashbacks too.
Yeah. I never thought that I'd see the day where there'd be another character in the Alien universe to rival Ellen Ripley, and I mean, we have it. We have that character, right? I mean,
Daniels?
No. I think Daniels is great too, but fucking David, man. David
I know. Yeah, David is the new face of the Alien franchise.
He is definitely the face of this new trilogy that they're making, if it ends a trilogy. But he is a bad motherfucker, David. You don't fuck with David.
You know what's funny? When I saw that, so if our listeners haven't figured it out, I'm a big Michael Fassbender fan. And when I saw that he was cast in Prometheus, I was psyched. And then when the character bios started coming out, I saw that he was an android. I was like, shit, he's an android, so he's not really going to be one of the main characters.
Or the best actor. I mean?
Right. Typically, the androids don't make it very far in the Alien movies.
Yep.
But he's the main event, man. And Michael Fassbender was awesome in this movie as David and Walter.
Yeah. So cool.
So that's not a spoiler. Everybody sort of knew that was gonna happen.
He's awesome, and his acting is amazing. How he can play two robots, two androids, but how have totally different personalities, and you would never ever mistake one for another.
Yeah, absolutely. Even you knew who David was, and you knew who Walter was.
And they sound exactly the same, but it's the inflection, not reflection, inflection in their voices, and he just does it masterfully. It's a tour de force of acting. I'm so glad you saw that. We'll talk about more of it in person, but that's awesome. So I think we're gonna have to wrap it up here. We're going a little bit long, but we're gonna get right into our movie club of Mulholland Drive. Again, next week is El Dorado. Sign up for the movie club email list. It's bit.ly/movie_club. It'll be in the notes as well, the podcast notes. And remember, someone I once knew wrote that we walk away from our dreams afraid that we may fail, or worse yet, afraid we may succeed. That's it for this week, folks. We'll see ya at the movies.